Yo people, what's going on? Welcome back to Keel's Got Time, and today, because Keel's got some time, yes, this is my knee, don't watch that. We're going to be reacting to I Only Date White Men. It's a Jubilee video, but it's like black men versus black women. I should be able to relate to this a lot. And I know I still have the light skin versus dark skin debate to finish off, so I think I'm gonna do like half of this and probably try finish off that for another video, then come back to the rest of this one. Okay, let's get it. They get Lego.
Say they want thugs, they want the gangster type, they feel protected. I've seen men give them STDs and they're still banging on his door like, I love you. I'm like, who's really the fool here, you know?
But are thugs the only ones that are giving out STDs? Is that what we're saying? And
Majority.
I have to, majority. Oh, you're talking to a public health background right now. Let me.
Bro, that's a step down.
I prefer to date outside my race. Step forward if you agree with the prompt.
Realistically, I would definitely.
Any of the men stepped forward then, that is a cancellation impending. That is a cancellation, that is.
They want to marry a black man. I know that we've experienced a lot of trauma in our community, and I think that trauma stems back from our colonizers, which have put us against each other, and it makes it difficult for us to come together and be healthy in a relationship, if that makes sense.
For me personally, growing up mixed, just because I did grow up more so with my mom on the white side of my family, just when it came to dating experiences.
Why is she even in this? Why is she even in? Put her in the light skin versus dark skin episode, bro. Don't put her here. The fuck? She's not even fully black.
If anything, they would always tell me.
I hate when shows
you're
do
really
this,
white,
like,
or just
you don't need a token
really
light skin.
Racial comments about how I'm mixed that makes
Just get black people, it's not that
like,
hard.
At the end of the day, I'm black. I understand that I grew up predominantly on the white side of my family, but people don't see me on the street and think that's a white woman. Like
Right. They're gonna look at you as a black woman.
Yeah, I'm a black woman.
And you're gonna go through the experiences of a black
No,
woman.
you're mixed race.
Yes, versus
You're light
always
skin.
bringing up that I have a white mama or I act a certain way because I grew up white. It's just, I'm me. I grew up how I grew up. And so.
Okay, I know we're only like a minute and a bit in, and I'm already yapping. Sorry. Y'all know, would not be a Keel Got Time video if I didn't yap some shit. Light skins, don't be afraid to claim that you're light skinned, bro. Like, stop all this. Oh no, red, but I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. No, you're not. Okay, you're half black, half white, or a mix of whatever race you're in. Just claim it, bro. Like, just claim it. It's not a bad thing to be mixed race. Like, no one's gonna. Like, no one's hating on you. If anything, they're hating on your parents. No one's hating on you specifically. Claim that shit, bro. Wear it proud and say it loud. Or say it loud and wear it proud. Stop trying to, like, push yourself to one side. Like, stop.
If I am going to be...
I just personally find it
I would like him
annoying.
to just not bring that up. But in my experience,
Sorry,
that's
I'm
been
being a hater. I'll
constant
shut up.
conversation topic.
Can the disagreeer step forward now?
My mom, she was adopted by a white family, and she's also half white.
Okay.
And my parents were divorced after a while, and so I spent a lot of time with her, and we did things that were white, like I was in Boy Scouts, and we camped, and we did all these different things that just weren't quote-unquote black. I was reminded that I talked like a white boy all the time. And, you know, those sort of things, they can add strain. Is that me saying I wouldn't date a black girl? Of course not. Like, you know, of course I try to. I date anybody, but I just think in practice, you know, for whatever reason, circumstantially, it doesn't always happen all the time.
I grew up in a very white area as well, but I found that when I started dating, even though it was only white girls surrounding me, they didn't understand my identity. So I was just gonna ask, like, did you, or have you found that even though you were in those white situations, did you feel understood by the white women you were dating? or misunderstood?
Define understood, I guess. I don't.
Are there things that you would express, maybe like?
I'm not
Actually-
comprehending because they both had the same sort of point here. Like they were born into a white space. They done white activities, quote unquote, so forth. What does that have to do with dating? Like, are they trying to say because they grew up in a white area that they prefer to date white people? Is that their point? Like, they're not being very concise and clear to the prompt.
Feel identity-wise that they might be like, I don't really understand that.
I think it's hard for other races to completely understand what it's like being black and that experience. That's not to say that they can't be empathetic and sympathetic and understand and listen to you and learn things. But fundamentally, I just think a black woman is going to have a different perspective.
So I'm from St. Louis. I'm not from California. I'm not from LA. So I'm from a predominantly black area. And so growing up, there was only one white person in my class. And so I've only been exposed to our community. And to both of you all's points, my mom is black, my dad is black, my family is predominantly black. So I've been around the black man my entire life. I have so much respect for the black man to where hearing a prompt say, I prefer to date outside my race, it kind of makes me think now, because I've never been exposed truly to the opposite end in such a depth way to where I can look at another man from a different race and say, I wouldn't want to date you over a black man when I have had solely my experiences with them, good and bad. So whether I had that bad experience, it doesn't make me say, okay, I don't think I want to date black men anymore. I want to go and date a white man. They're going to treat me better. I feel like as a man, you all should be treated as a species in itself. And you all have very intense ways of thinking. And
I
I
can
feel
go both ways.
yeah, so, true. So I don't think that it has too much to do with race in itself. We have to take a deeper dive into men.
Do you think sometimes that women or black women, since we're talking to black women, can sort of superimpose what they believe a black man should be?
Sure. I have to say sure, but I think it honestly just depends. I think this will totally get off topic if you really want me to dive deeper into it. Truthfully, because I know that as a black woman, you can see there's black men who are excelling. There's black men who treat their women right. There's black men who honor and respect black women. And then you have black men who, although you all didn't step forward, would say, I don't want a black woman. I watched my mom struggle. I don't like black hair. I don't like black women's attitude. I don't like how they speak. I don't like how they don't respect men. I don't like the fact that they are not subservient enough for me. Yeah. So I do believe that we're on the totem pole. We want.
Is that a problem?
Which one?
The black man that doesn't like any of the things that you just mentioned.
It's not a problem. I think it's a preference thing. I think that we've been dating the wrong people. You see that this woman is very loud and strong-willed. You know that you don't like that. Don't date her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will say, like, most of the black women I've met, they do have, and we even mentioned this, me and Cam, on the podcast, CK Podcast 2, if you want to go check out the podcast page. But the previous episode was on relationships, and one of the questions was which race is the easiest to date. And it was brought up that black women, like, the most that we've seen and what we see online and our real life interactions and, you know, family members and stuff, black women tend to have stronger personalities than other races. Like, they have stronger, not even stronger personalities, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. They're more shoulders, hench, chest. Like, they're not afraid to really speak their mind, and sometimes it can come out in a way that seems ratchet or, you know, disrespectful or whatnot, but it's not that. They're just very, they're just culturally, we're just brought up to be loud and speak our mind and speak the truth. So I do feel where they're coming from, and as dating wise, I can see how that would be unappealing to men. I can see how that would be unappealing, but like I say, it's just your preference, isn't it? Just your preference. Me personally, I like a bit feisty.
Because I come from a similar background with
Oh.
you two. I grew up in Memphis,
Y'all finna die soon.
Chicago. Most women down there, you know, and most women in the South generally are masculine, a little too rough,
Masculine
a little
how?
too rough on the guy, you know.
In the South? Can you explain like just masculine?
Masculine.
Like I just want to know
Like-
specifically kind of what you.
Like instead of saying like nice hi, they're like what's up? What's up my guy?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, he tried to say what I say, but he just fucked it up, bro. He said they're more masculine. Oh dear. That's where you get cancelled, brother.
Him a little more. It makes sense because it's a little more dangerous. So it's like their defense, you know, based on the prompt. Like I disagreed because I don't date based off race. I date based off who I attract, and I generally attract women outside of black women because of my characteristics, the way I live.
I prefer black women. I attract a lot of black women, but I'm open to dating all types of women. I have even in the past.
Okay,
But when I
Black
do date
Center.
black women, I definitely date a specific type of black women, not the representation that we have on the East Coast. That stature.
Oh!
That by any chance.
This nigga got no
I
hand.
find it-
I didn't even realize. He ain't got no hand. Sorry, why am I like shouting that out? It's not my bad.
Is it New York?
Yeah,
That just caught me off
I
guard.
think so.
Yeah.
Times Square of the
Yeah,
black lady.
I don't date. I mean, everyone knows that black woman. I find it that they can be very. It's almost like they try to be the man in the relationship, and there can only be one man in the relationship. And you know, when it comes to relationships, the man is always going to take the path of least resistance. And so, yeah, I usually date black women, but it wouldn't be that particular kind.
When you say that particular kind, because that was just a statue, can you go?
Well, but it's a representation, right? It's a
But
even.
it was just like we have an image here, and this is the image, and you look at it. You don't know this woman. You've never had a conversation with this woman. You
See,
don't
I
know
would say
who
that I
she
do
is.
know that woman.
From the looks of her,
Yeah, I would say that I know
So,
exactly.
Are we
who that
saying
Probably doesn't
because
take
let's
care
go
of
into
herself.
it? Are we saying because she's a dark skinned, heavy set black woman? Is that what
Heavy
you guys
set.
getting at? Because that's we only have a visualization of who
Yeah,
she
that's
is.
the representation.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Okay.
wouldn't date that particular kind of woman. And
Gotcha.
stereotypes
then when you
come
start
into play.
talking about weight and stuff in the black community, it can be really sensitive for the women, but that does play into attraction.
That needs to be a conversation that we need to have, though.
We always have it, and they don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
like Lizzo, body positivity.
Right.
I mean, she's
Try telling a black woman about her
Accountability is what I know.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Accountability, major accountability.
Yeah.
You said you date people that you attract. I think that's really important that he said that. Because at the end of the day, like we can talk about who our preferences are, or whatever. You can only date who wants to date you. At the end of the day, which is why I asked the question about superimposing what you think a black man should be onto a black person. I feel like a lot of the qualities I bring to the table, other races seem to appreciate and value a little bit more.
What qualities are they?
Yeah, what quality?
Okay, so I've heard a bunch of times growing up, like, oh, like I want like a thug, for instance, and I understand like that's
That's major in the South.
stereotypical.
That's major and
It is major, even in California now.
That's
I mean,
major,
like
yeah,
it's like I guess I kind of understand what some of the people that might be, I suppose, but at the same time, like if we're trying to like build a healthy community, why are we prioritizing that?
That bores
For
a
some
lot.
groups.
That bores a lot of women in the black community.
But that's my
When you
point.
start
Like,
talking
you
about
know.
positive things and stuff like that, they want somebody that's going to be destructive generally.
I disagree.
I don't disagree at all. I've seen so many black women that say they want thugs, they want the gangster type, they feel protected. So much so
You
to the
gotta
point
have a
where-
gun.
Yeah, they like the emotional.
No, I hear what they're saying. The thug, roadman, gangster archetype is very desired amongst. I wouldn't even say just amongst black women anymore, amongst all women, but I don't want to say that this is all, like, this is majority black women though. I feel like, but then I'm in the UK. If I was in America, like my views may be different, but yeah, I don't feel that that's all black women. I don't even think that's majority black women. Like, I don't know.
Highs and lows is like sex in and of itself.
That's not one that I can really
women
speak
like
on,
this,
to be
where I've
honest.
seen men give them STDs and they're still banging on his door like, I love you. I'm like, who's really the fool here, you know?
But are
So-
thugs the only ones that are giving out STDs? Is that what we're saying? And I have to majority. Oh, you're talking to a public health background right now. Let me tell you, it is not thugs. There is no line that says I'm a thug. There are white men, black men, Puerto Rican men, Hispanic, and in general, there's no percentage that says only thugs are giving the most STDs out. I'll tell you one thing, black women, heterosexual black women are the most high at risk for HIV right now, and it's not just from black men. It's from all men. That's why I want us to really dive deep into that. And then you're speaking of a community saying they only want thugs. I think education plays a major role in that, because if you're an educated woman, I'm an educated black woman from the trenches. Have you all heard that term? The
We wouldn't be
trenches.
talking to you then.
No.
You'd be the archetype.
No,
but there
of
is a
course.
large majority of black women.
Like,
that
where are
would-
the studies
yes.
coming from?
Where are the studies coming
Yeah.
from? The numbers.
The-
The CDC. Who?
Like specific
Local-
city, state?
Who?
Nationally.
We're trusting the World Health Organization. Who? I wouldn't trust them niggas.
Nationally.
Can I just say something? I think we also need to look at what you said earlier, our environment. Why are we being quote unquote hostile? Why do we have these masculine features? It's because we're put into these situations where we have to be a certain way or evoke certain characteristics. And although like certain things are portrayed online heavily, you know, like, oh, black women like want to be like sexy red, black women want to be sexualized. So kind of something that we should all look at is taking assumptions out of the window, because there are a lot of assumptions being brought up. So like, who are you talking to right now? You're not talking to a heavy representation. Obviously, you are speaking with people who are heavily educated right now. So kind of consider that and notice that, you know, you're not always going to find a black woman that is ghetto. You could also find a very smart black woman. You know, you're not always going to find a smart white girl. You could find a very ghetto white girl. And stereotypes are very important in conversations like this, because we need to throw them out the window.
Black men are intimidated by successful black women.
Okay, stop. I knew they would all walk forward, bro. Stop. Is this brother about to take a step? Is he about to step? His legs forward? Nigga, you better not. You better not. Oh my gosh. Oh no, he betrayed us. He betrayed us.
Whoa, wait. Okay. I will say, like, sometimes, I'm not going to say all black men are, but I know I've heard from plenty of my friends and plenty of older women that I know who are kind of successful, and they're like, yeah, it's really hard to date because men will be like, oh, you make more money than me or something.
You guys like to say that we shouldn't compare, as women, we shouldn't compare ourselves to men because we'll never be the same as you guys. But you guys do that with us. Compare yourselves to us. Like, I don't make as much as her, or I don't have all the degrees that she has.
I don't know if it's the same kind of comparison we're talking.
Yeah, this isn't a black thing. Oh, this isn't a black thing. This is just a gender thing. Like, men are intimidated. We're not, and again, that's the wrong word. It's not intimidation. It's just like, as the man in the relationship, you want to be the one. Like, you want to be head honcho, bro. That's just what's in a man. Men want to be head honcho. They want to be top dog, bro. So if your woman's bringing home way more bread than you are, then it hurts. It is what it is. It hurts. Women, you don't gotta think about that shit. You can just not work. You can not work. Find a man and you'll be good. But with men, it's like we want to be like, you know, we want to be top. So I wouldn't say it's intimidation. It's just Yeah, I'm just yapping.
Right? So I think a lot of the time when people are saying women shouldn't compare themselves to men is women shouldn't try to be men versus men comparing themselves to women. It's more like, am I fulfilling that traditional masculine role that's kind of expected? Now, we can have the conversation as to whether or not that's still apt for our time or not, whether that's still relevant. I would say it is, just because it seems like people seem to appreciate, at least from my perspective, women seem to appreciate men who make more than them still.
Intimidation is a form of insecurity. So that stems from lack of communication and not dating someone on your level. Not you specifically, but you know, if the person isn't dating someone on their level, there needs to be that communication, because obviously that person is with you for other reasons.
I don't want to make the broad statement that it's all black men, because it's not. It's specifically black men that for whatever reason in their own life, they're not happy with where they are at. They have some sort of insecurity. Maybe it's career insecurity, financial insecurity. So if they're with that archetypal strong black woman, in my experience, instead of being like, oh, like, that's awesome, you have a degree in this, you got this job,
And
you
I
did
feel
this.
like that.
They're like, okay.
I feel like she's low-key spitting too. Sorry, I know I'm pausing all the time. I feel like she's low-key spitting too. Like, this is, and again, it's not even a black thing, it's just like a male thing, I feel. If men aren't like, and there's some men that will just leech off women, but if men aren't like at the, you know, at the place that they want to be in life, really, and then they're with someone, they're gonna heavily question themselves, and it will turn into insecurity and stuff. You know, it will. Like, if they haven't reached a certain financial goal, or you know, they're not as ripped as they want to be, they're not in shape yet, or something, like, shit will be playing on their head. It will be. But that's just human nature, though.
Big mama, you got money? You got money, big mama? I'm like, what the hell? Or like, I've even had experiences where they were like basically slut shaming me, talking down to me because I got a better job, or I lost weight and people started noticing that. So now I was a whore. But in my experience, if I've been with a black man who
Being called
he
a
is
whore
successful,
for
he has a
losing weight is
job that
crazy.
he likes, he's pursuing his hobbies, he has X, Y, and Z, comments like that are never made. Because he's not
supporting you.
Yeah, he's not internalizing your success as his failure.
Yeah.
Met that across all men. They just feel intimidated when you are successful. And in my experience too, I do tend to be more of a dominant black woman, and I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's totally okay, but it does scare some men.
Does it make you feel like you shouldn't lead with, because I used to be the type of person, I would lead with like all my accomplishments or my businesses, I would lead with that thinking that, oh, he might like me even more because this is what I do, or, you know? So now it's just like, I don't like to share anything when I'm dating. Like, I don't do anything, I just sit at home.
What I've had to learn is, because I used to diminish myself a lot,
Yeah.
when at the end of the day, I want something that's real. I want someone who's gonna love me for me and all that encompasses that. So I'm gonna be unapologetically 100% me. I'm loud, I talk my shit, I speak my mind, and if you don't like that, then you're not for me.
That's right.
I remember I was talking to this one chick. It wasn't like, we wasn't really talking like that, but you know, there was a bit of flirty text back and forth. And she was a lot, I won't say a lot, but you know, she was older than me. A good 6-7 years older than me. And I say was, she still is. But we're just talking, and like, she said, oh, she just dropped. She lives in her own apartment. She just got her own apartment. I'm like, oh, I swear, how much is rent? She's like, rent? You think I rent? I was like, sorry. He was like, no, it didn't even go like that. I asked how much. She was like, 300. I said, swear, 300 a month. That's your rent. That's lit still. That's cool. 300 a month for a little apartment. Like, you chilling still. And then she goes, rent? You think I rent? She's like, baby, no, I bought this 300,000. I said, oh, you got it. I said, you got it. Now, in my head, I was like, shit, if I want to fuck with her, I need to like rob a bank or something. Like, I'm gonna need to pull in some cheddar cheese from somewhere, nigga. You know, if I want to be fucking with her. But then again, I am a lot younger, and I've only like just started life, only just started coming into money. So yeah, who knows? But I did feel that little bit of, damn, I got some catching up to do. 300 band, bro, that took me back, that did. That took me back, but nah, shout outs. I know her family's very, and it helps when you have a family that is very good with money, and like that, you know, she comes from a sort of richer background anyway. So yeah, props to her, man. She doing well.
I think that this specific prompt goes back to the original prompt. Men who prefer to date women outside of their race. I believe that it's not really a race thing, it's a class thing. And I honestly believe that if I'm a black woman and you already view me as a stereotypical black woman, loud, disrespectful, I don't respect black men. If you view me as that way, on top of me being successful, see, I don't have to be more successful than you. Sometimes men, specifically black men, believe that you don't need to have so much confidence in yourself. I feel like you are competing with me.
Yes.
My success does not revolve around your success. Yes. We should want to be successful together, which leads back to that specific detail about creating a healthy relationship, a healthy black successful relationship. And I believe that black men view women who are very confident. I'm very confident in myself. I don't disrespect you. I respect you so much, but I respect myself more. And I think that men have a hard time toting that line of keeping my masculinity and upraising your femininity.
I think there's definitely some validity in that. I think however people decide to arrange like their marriage and their relationships, I think it's totally up to them. Like whatever roles you choose, that's up to you. If that works, if it's healthy, you should do that. I wanted to unpack the on your level thing that you said. So what does that mean, on your level?
Whether that's financially, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, anything, or all of the above. Someone who you feel you resonate well with, no insecurities. You know, I feel like, I don't know, did that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess for the purpose of this conversation, I want y'all's opinions on this. Do you think black women generally would date or marry a man who wasn't financially or had no prospects of being financially, socioeconomically on their level?
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
See it every day.
Literally.
Every single day.
I wonder why the perception isn't that then. Like I wonder where that comes from then. Like the majority, and I'm sure maybe someone will agree with me when they walk over here. Because necessarily you're not going, I mean, black women are most educated right now. Like necessarily you are not going to probably find a black man who is on your level. Like it's just, the numbers are not there. So a lot of black men might feel like, okay, you might just be settling.
He had to say something.
We're here now, but would you be dating me if it weren't somebody else?
You know, I think that's actually really interesting that you mentioned that, because it's something that is socially imposed, and I think a lot of men, not just black men, but men in general, seek social validation from their peers. And so when other men look at each other, they're like, okay, well, what are you doing for work? Are you making more money than me? You know, obviously they're more competitive with each other, and then obviously that brings competitiveness within the relationship, which is something that shouldn't be the case, but it is in a lot of situations.
The only reason I disagreed with the prompt is just because I agree with everything you guys are saying, but personally, because my mum, who's black, she was always very successful. So I never felt intimidated by success, but I agree with what you were saying, that I think that in my experience, if you aren't perceived to be on the financial level of a woman, then she'll just look past you straight away. I'm a musician, so we know that we're not going to be financially successful until it hits. So I'm always more like, see my potential. But I think there are a lot of people who don't acknowledge potential. They're just
Yeah.
like, you need money now,
Yeah,
and that's all I'm going for.
That's me. I don't see potential.
At least you're being honest.
I'm 26.
Appreciate the honesty.
There's so much potential that honestly, when I first see you and you are not economically secure, I'm not looking at you. I don't have intentions on being the breadwinner. But
Right.
that being a breadwinner and being successful are two different things to me.
Can we have to disagree a step forward?
Oh, boy. Huh? So she was just arguing that men be insecure and shit when women making more money. But now she's saying that she don't want to be the breadwinner. Huh? Bro, pick a side. Like,
We'd love to hear
Welcome.
So I strongly disagree. No man is intimidated by any woman because of her credentials. That's not the case. It's usually the character and traits that come with that. They usually have extremely high egos, and you can't tell them anything. And they usually come off extremely masculine. Like what you said you can be masculine, and it might be too much for men. It's an attraction thing. Men are not attracted to masculine traits in women. That's what it is.
I don't think that's necessarily true because someone who, for example,
okay, well, as a woman,
intimidated because
as a woman, you can't speak on what's true. For a man, sorry, mini crash out.
and jealous because I had a college degree and they did not. It's not just the trait that came with that. It was I have a diploma, they did not. It's not just my quote unquote masculine
Right.
traits that was a turnoff.
I would say that might be unique to him, but generally, it's the traits that come with it. It's not the degree, it's the traits. This idea of dating down and dating on your level stems from women. When men have money, they don't view it as dating down when they're with their women. You guys say that, not men. If a man has money and he's taking care of a woman, there's no point that he thinks he's dating down. He's just taking care of his woman.
I think it's dangerous for a woman to date down because we see it all the time. Men.
You guys all said that you would. You guys all said that you would date someone that made less than you, and then you said that
No,
you didn't.
I didn't respond because
We agreed
that's not
that
true.
you're a
Did you
woman.
say that?
I never.
I thought they said, then they all
I-
switched.
One, one.
You didn't
I thought
see
that's
potential.
what y'all
said.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't see potential. I don't see potential.
Potential's not guaranteed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate economic security. That's all I want. If
Oh, we
you are
know that,
secure as a
yeah.
man,
What if you're in a field where like you're still studying?
No, don't pedal back on your answer, bitch. Don't pedal back. You just said you don't want to be the breadwinner. Did we not just hear us say that? Bruh, you women.
You
I don't
know
know
the
what to talk
payoff
about.
isn't immediate.
I wouldn't view that as potential though. I mean, okay, you can, but honestly, if someone says, I'm going to school for psychology, when you graduate, if you want to become a psychologist, I know that you have to go and get a master's degree. 9 times out of 10, you have to go and get a doctorate degree to become a big breadwinner, okay? I know that eventually you're leaving from that field of study and you are in the works of going and becoming economically secure. See, that's not potential to me. You are a musician, yes? And so you make money.
Yeah.
If you take on one extra person and they lose their job, do you think that you'll be able to carry you all's household?
Soon.
Soon. Okay, so myself listening to you, as I stated, if I talk to you as a friend, because that's how dating starts, I'm listening to you, and if you have enough charisma, I'll look at you and I'll say, okay, this is a man who I think will eventually become economically secure for us. See, I want to date someone who is economically secure for himself first. So that's what I'm thinking about
I'll be
potential.
honest, I don't believe any of this.
You don't
I think
believe
it
any
just
of
comes
this?
straight to just superficial stuff.
Superficial.
I mean, we live in a superficial society. Women only want the men with money.
Yeah, as they should.
Thank you.
But let's
Let's cut the BS.
I feel
It's about money.
I swear, like, I feel like his beard was a lot longer, but, like, he just cut some shit off and gave it to her to stick on her head.
That should be the number one thing when you're dating. That should be the
Like,
first
bro.
thing that you.
Materialism
One of the
shit.
things.
Like, and that's not to hate on afros. I'm not hating on black hair, bro. I've rocked the afro. Keel's done the afro. I've done all hairstyles. But shit, spray some oil in your shit, please, man. It's looking a
It's not
little.
just materialism.
You know what? It's probably
That's-
just the
As
spotlight.
a woman,
It makes it
as a
look a little
woman, we
dry.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just about money, but I do
Yeah.
agree it's
It's
important.
just about money.
It's not.
Yeah, it's the light. It's just making it look a bit
Number one thing
dry.
that- One of the top things that a woman
Looks
should look
cool,
at
though.
when she's dating.
It is the main
Well,
topic.
I
It
Are you
is.
saying
It should be.
Are you saying one of or the most important?
The most important, yes.
I partially disagree because I think there are, kind of like we mentioned earlier, there are preferences. If you find someone that is interested in a certain characteristic that you have, perfect, great for you. And so we have these assumptions that, oh, all women are superficial. That is not the case. Absolutely.
Most.
Majority.
Okay, well,
Yes,
that is.
I don't think
That's what the numbers
Maybe
I don't
what
care about words. I care about actions. The actions say that women are superficial.
Maybe what you encountered, that may possibly be
I
the
think
case.
there'll be a lot of men. that agree
However,
with me.
can you let me finish?
Yes.
Okay. Historically, if we look at the role of a man and we look at the role of a woman, that is what is proposed societally to us. And maybe it comes down to security. That is a very,
Yes.
very important thing
Yes.
within a relationship, within a community, within a society. Security is important. At the end of the day, you need money to put food on the table. Whether you're by yourself, whether you're in a relationship, whether you
Right.
have kids, right? Is that a concern?
My thing is, if you're dating someone strictly for money, I don't want to hear you getting angry about him sleeping around or him doing whatever.
The
If
men
you
with
marry-
no money do the
Cheap.
same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a species topic we're talking about. That's
Men with no money
And then
have
we
less
say-
options to do that.
But-
and more time.
My point, what I'm saying is
But
like,
do the men with no money really have the option
What is it,
to
man?
sleep around with a lot of women?
Yes.
Yes. We
They
see it all
do.
the time.
Because it's a lot of women who have less money than the no money. And if you are a man who has no money, but you're with a woman who has money, you have money. Because that's how women are.
That also goes back into validations. With you guys saying that's a bad man who doesn't have X, Y, Z. Then you also need to look at why does a man need to be emasculated for not being where he wants to be.
And if you're a wealthy man and you want other women, get into a polygamous relationship. You do not have to cheat.
But it's kind of like common sense in modern times that men at the top 10% that most women want, are generally like that and have options. And they're not going to settle for just one woman.
So why portray as if you want one woman?
Who
I
said
don't think they do.
portray? Who said
I
they
don't think
portray
do.
as they want one
It's
woman?
not a secret.
Most men go to that level just so they can get the amount of women.
It's a complete double standard, but I think it is the reality that I think men want the idea of this woman is only having sex with me because men.
Territorial.
Yeah,
Dominant.
exactly. Yeah, again, this is a double standard, not excusing this, but you know, the amount of men who are obsessed with a woman being a virgin, but also wanting them to be this like sexual dominatrix as well, complete idiocy. But yeah, I think unfortunately, men would rather know that their women are only sleeping with them, but then they are happy to give it out wherever.
I disagree. I think men just want. Obviously, they want their women to. They want their women to only be sexual with them, not with other men. And I don't think that's stupid or idiotic in any way.
Well, I just think it's a double standard because if we expect ourselves to be able to put it out anywhere, then I think it would be
mean,
fair.
There's a
It
reason
depends on
why.
the person. Depends the guy. The kind of guy you're talking about.
There's a reason why
Same
women
about
can
women.
get pregnant by one man every 9 months, but a man can get multiple women pregnant.
Oh,
all
of
at
course,
once.
yeah. Evolution-wise, yeah, we want to throw it everywhere we can, but I think for modern relationships, that doesn't necessarily work.
I just wonder, do most women want to sleep with multiple people the way most men want to sleep with multiple people? I think,
Now,
do they want the same things?
why do
I
you
would say
feel
yes.
the need to want?
They do it.
I just think that men, a lot of guys intrinsically, when they have more options, they want to exercise them, versus I think a lot of women, a lot of time, when they're committed to one person, would rather just be with that one person.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in months.
Yeah, someone crashing.
Okay, and before Jubilee puts in a stupid ad, that is my cue. Nah, that was lit, man. We will definitely finish this off in another video. But any points on that? Well, no, that's enough points from Q. I yapped the whole way through. Jeez. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like. Bro, what the fuck? It's water, guys. Don't worry. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace, love, and prosperity.